What's up, guys? You're watching Boxing Legacies, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the crap that's happening in regards to Dillian Whyte trying to arrange a fight with Deontay Wilder. If you remember, a couple of years ago, he did an interview, I don't know if it was with Sky Sports, he did an interview with somebody, and he sort of called Deontay Wilder out, and actually exposed him. Deontay Wilder had sent Dillian Whyte a few messages. I don't know whether it was via Instagram or Twitter. It was on one of those social media sites, and he basically said that he was going to freeze him out for a few years, and he didn't have to fight him if he didn't want to. And everyone just assumed it was a bit of, I don't know whether it was banter or whether it was sort of like, not 100% truthful. But Dillian Whyte seemed very sincere when he was saying this stuff, and it seems like it's coming true. Deontay Wilder was supposed to be fighting the winner of Dominic Breazeale and Dillian Whyte. WBC was supposed to order this fight. I think they did order it, actually. To see was going to be mandatory for the WBC belt. So Dillian Whyte had it in his head that he was going to be fighting Dominic Breazeale. Then a few weeks later, they announced that Dominic Breazeale would be fighting for the title against Deontay Wilder, and Dillian Whyte was left out in the cold. He came out yesterday, I think it was, and he said that he had turned down a few fights holding out for the Deontay Wilder fight, which I personally feel is a silly idea. He turned down the fight of Anthony Joshua. He claimed because he was waiting on the Breazeale fight, to fight Deontay Wilder. And my problem with that is, everybody knows he has already lost to Anthony Joshua, but he keeps claiming that he beat Anthony Joshua in the rematch. If you had just lost the chance to fight Dominic Breazeale for a good 6 months to a year before you probably have a chance to fight for the WBC title, why not take the fight of Anthony Joshua unless you think you're going to lose? And that is my problem. He said he turned down that fight because obviously he wants to fight the WBC champion. But he's now taken on a fight in between the fights, when that could have been Joshua. Do you see my problem? He turned down Joshua, but he's taken on a fight that's not for a belt. What does that say about his prospects against Joshua? Because if it was me, I would want to fight for a belt that I hadn't fought for. I'd want to fight Wilder. But given the chance to fight for a bigger haul, I would have taken that. I don't care who it was against. The only thing that's in my mind as why he turned down that Joshua fight is because if he loses against Joshua for a second time, how is that going to affect his chances to fight Wilder? Do you see my point? If he took that fight on and lost, which I expected him to, how was he going to get that fight with Wilder? Are they going to look at him like a serious opponent if he loses to Joshua again? Imagine if Joshua went out there and beat him in the second or third round. The WBC aren't going to look at him as a serious contender for that belt. Yet he's going on to fight somebody who's relatively unknown, in my opinion. And if he loses that, which there's always a chance he could lose his next fight, if he loses that fight, that's an even worse outcome than if he lost to Joshua. Because if he lost to Joshua, he would have a big payday, regardless. If he loses to this guy, he's not going to get as much. I don't care how many times people spin it and say, oh, he was given a low offer from Joshua. It's going to be higher than what he's getting for this fight. You see what I mean? And he's holding out for, the Wilder fight. Wilder's fighting this month against Breazeale, right? Work it out. He's fighting this month against Breazeale. It's normally about 5-6 months between fights for these professional fighters. God knows why. If you're that good, you could fight every month if you're not going to get hurt. Anyway, so in about six months' time, Wilder will be ready to fight again, which will be the end of the year. it's not going to be against Dillian Whyte. I don't care how much he says he wants it. I don't care how much Dillian Whyte says, how much Wilder says it's going to happen. It's not going to be, Wilder's next fight is not going to be against Dillian Whyte. I don't care if the WBC have said that, yeah, you're next in line. It's not going to happen this year. Deontay Wilder has already said that he plans to fight Anthony Joshua in 2020, which will probably be a summer fight. So Wilder will probably have, a good 5-6 month layoff before that fight, which then puts us in the middle of next year, and Dillian Whyte still hasn't had this fight. So it's almost as if exactly what Wilder said to him a couple of years ago has come true. He won't get that fight. Well, if he does, it'll probably be when he hasn't even got a belt anymore. Because let's face it, he is a protected fighter. His first 25-30 fights of his career were just like potato cans. But maybe I'm reading too much into it, or maybe I'm right. I don't know, but let me know what you think. And do you think that Whyte has been treated unfairly? Do you think he should have taken the Joshua fight, regardless of the outcome, whether it would affect his Wilder chances? I personally think he should have. Let me know what you think, guys, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on the next video.